Now, after a year where many of us were social distancing, larger in-person holiday gatherings are back. A recent poll found 2/3 of American adults are planning to gather with friends or family outside their households this Thanksgiving. But for many people, the return of family get-togethers can bring anxiety and tension. Psychologist and CBS News contributor Lisa Damour joins us right now. So let's talk about this. Because hanging out with a family during the holidays can be very complicated. What is your advice?
So my advice is probably out of the gate, if you know it's going to be complicated, go ahead and lower your expectations. I think people sometimes think it's the holidays, it should be fun, it should be wonderful. But if the people who are with you are not your first choice, it's probably better to separate the idea of the holidays from the idea of having a good time and to think, Thanksgiving, we'll get through it. When everybody leaves, then we'll turn to really enjoying ourselves.
Go ahead. No, we just have vastly different approaches here. You know, Nate says if it gets a little complicated, he walks away.
I'll just disappear.
Right.
I'll duck off into a room where nobody's at, and I'll find myself with peace and quiet.
And I kind of stir the pot a little bit, you know? I'm like trying to charge it up because I love engagement.
As you do here, by the way.
So what's the right approach?
Well, it depends on who you are, right? So if you can stir the pot in a way that is respectful and kind and engaging and have a good, rich conversation, more power to you. If you know that the best strategy for you is to politely excuse yourself or to nod and then change the subject, that's also a good strategy. I think one of the things we want to remember on the holidays is that just because somebody throws something doesn't mean you have to catch it.
Ooh. I like that.
So you can just politely move on to a new topic. This does not mean you are letting people walk all over you. It means you are being tactical. It means you're being strategic. It means you're basically saying, Thanksgiving, my goal is not to get into a fight. It's to get through it in a nice way and then move on.
So if you're the host where all these family members are gathering, you have a choice. You can plan nothing, because then there's no conflict, you may think, or plan an activity. What do you prefer of the options?
I would do the third option, which is have something you can bring out if you need it. So if it's not going well, if it's tense and people aren't getting along, then it's probably a good idea to say, there's a hike that I have planned, or there's a movie that you're all gonna love, or there's a service activity we can go do. Having some structure can break up the tension.
I like how it sounds almost like a threat, like if you don't get along, you're gonna go on this hike.
All right, so another hot topic of conversation will be vaccination status.
Ooh.
And how do you handle that when it comes to friends and family that are coming over? Because it might be a difficult conversation before people step into your house to say, whoa, wait a minute, where's your card, what's your status, before you walk into my home.
This is tough because people are all over the map on this, and they're also all over the map with their risk tolerance. But the rapid tests have made this a lot easier.
Right.
Because whatever people's vaccination status is, we can actually confirm safety on the spot. So if it feels like it's going to be weird, maybe make it kind of fun. Say we're going to start with hors d'oeuvres in the garage. You know, we'll have drinks, we'll do our rapid test, and then come on in, right? You can make it playful, make it fun, and then be able to enjoy the holiday because you're not worried about safety.
All right. Yeah. What about stamina? It's a 4-day weekend.
Yep.
Should you suggest people get on the road on Friday?
Whew, you know, this is hard. I mean, we're out of practice. We're out of practice with being together. We're out of the practice with being with lots of people. I think we can be gentle with ourselves and just acknowledge that this is different, this is new. I think Nate's strategy of quietly excusing oneself when you need to take a break. There's a lot of jobs at Thanksgiving. So it's easy to excuse oneself. It's easy to say, I'm going to go start some dishes. I'm going to go work on getting the pies
That's
ready.
really good.
Yeah. So take advantage of the labor-intensive quality of Thanksgiving to get yourself out of the room.
Back to the activity, though. I want to know, is there a tried or true, fun-loving, game or thing you would nod to get us through?
I think I would be doing something that's pretty engaging. Probably not a puzzle. A puzzle lets too much conversation to happen, right?
So something not Monopoly, because it'll just be
really
that's
somebody's flipping the board.
Flipping the board and the bird. There are fights around Monopoly. I'm serious.
But I also
mini golf, maybe
or a service activity. I think if you really want to get through the holidays,
great one.
And it's
service.
Yeah, because this is about gratitude. And when we focus on gratitude, we feel better. And what I will say is, if you are worried about tension over the holidays, you have a home, you have food, you have company. Tune into that. If we focus on that, we get our perspective back, and it makes it easier to bear the hard parts.
I'm just going to think of your voice because it brings me zen.
So
every time I get stressed out, I'll think about Lisa. Thank you so much. for
You're
joining us.
welcome.
Yeah, Lisa, you gave us some great options. Love it. Thank you.